Good morning. It's Friday, March 26th, so it must be time for another legislative update from your North Carolina Medical Society. This week, the big item of discussion was the governor's budget was finally released this week, rolled out on Wednesday. And I want to highlight just a few of the provisions for you that I think are of note. I'm not going to list all of them because there are a lot, and I don't want to waste your time on this video, but we will have a summary available for you on our blog, as well as links to the presentations that were provided to legislators about this budget. So more of a high-level overview of all the different areas if you're interested in looking at that. But let me point out a few of those bigger areas that I think you'll be interested in. Medicaid expansion is included, funding for healthy opportunities, modernizing NC FAST, funding for NC pre-K slots, an expansion of the Office of Minority Health, additional funding to reflect the changes in the federal FMAP, as well as additional funding for Medicaid transformation in our move there, and also funding for a veteran suicide prevention program too. So again, there is a lot of information and detail there. This is hundreds and hundreds of pages in this budget. Now, I do want to remind you, I've mentioned several times the last couple of weeks, this is the budget cycle, right? And it's very typical, traditional for the governor, whoever he or she is, to propose a budget, and then the legislators propose their own budget that passes, and then we work out differences, right? Or conversations happen about the differences between those budget documents. But it is a way to see the governor's priorities. Again, legislators heard a presentation about these priorities in this budget specifically. So stay tuned as we continue to negotiate some of these items, see what finally gets included in the legislative budgets too. So that process is still ongoing. Legislators are still hearing presentations in the different breakout subject matter areas within different committees. So we're still having those every single morning that the legislature is meeting. So stay tuned for that. We'll keep you updated. More to come in the budget process. This is just step one. Next, I want to say thank you again for participating in our action alert on the SAVE Act. This is the Nurse Independent Practice Bill. We've had over 2,400 emails sent to legislators from this action alert. Over 300 new members have signed up to participate in this action alert system moving forward. So please continue to utilize that, share it with your colleagues, individuals in your practice, your county medical society, your specialty society. Feel free to use this link and share it widely. Next, I want to point out some bills that moved this week. One, House Bill 289, which is about DIT and broadband mapping, which would allow the Department of Information Technology to have $1 million in funding to create a map to see where the broadband areas of need are in our state. So we would have more information about where the legislature and local communities need to invest specifically to help our broadband efforts. This has been a priority for the Medical Society in terms of getting access to telehealth for our members and for patients. So we think this is a good step and hope to see that ultimately included in a final budget. Next, I want to point out House Bill 395, which would extend the HIE connectivity to 2022 for psychiatrists and some other healthcare providers. If you want to see that full list, that bill summary is available on our blog too. And finally, I want to announce that Senate Bill 345, PA team-based practice, which is a product of the North Carolina Medical Society Medical Team Task Force that has been meeting, that you've seen talked about in your morning rounds multiple times for the past 2 years, and an additional year to negotiate some of the language that's ultimately included in this bill. This was approved by the North Carolina Medical Society Board of Directors. You'll likely see that joint statement in your morning rounds on Monday from both the North Carolina Medical Society and the North Carolina Academy of Physician Assistants. So look for that in your morning rounds too. That is all I have for you this week. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the sunshine, and don't forget to share that action alert.